Hey there, it's Bootzone here. I'm back with part 3 of this Miele T8722 tumble dryer. I'm having a look at it. I've got the element off on the back, and you're not really meant to open these things up. You've got little tabs you have to twist back. But I twisted the 6 tabs back, lifted off the cover, lifted off what I would call a mica sheet or some kind of a insulating sheet. And one of the elements, the bigger one, which was the one with the bigger cable going to it that had no resistance or no continuity even, is broken. So I guess if I somehow crimp them together, maybe that would work. If I just stretch the ends out and crimp them together, it's not really a repair you're meant to do, but I'm going to give that a go and see if I can get some continuity on it and see if it'll work. Of course I've disconnected it from the supply, so I'm going to do is stretch that one out, feed it through this hole, then stretch out the end of it some more. I can lift that up and slide that across. Actually, that might be a little bit better. So I've got some of these little crimp-on connectors. I'm going to try the bigger one. Actually, I'm going to try the smaller one because I think it's plenty big. So I'm going to straighten out the ends of these cables, or cables, wires even. I've got a crimping tool here. Let's crimp that on. Let's pull that back through. Get that wire in there. One more squeeze over here. That might do it. Well, let's see if we've got continuity. And then let's see about resistance as well. So, should go from this one over here to this one here. Yeah, we're getting 24.24 ohms on that, and on the other element, so there's 2 elements in here, we're getting 69. So I'll put it back together and fire it up and see what happens. So the point here is not that this is the fix, that this is the actual repair. This is just me testing to see whether this method would work. So because I've stretched out this coil here, I need to tighten it up because I don't want these overlapping in the inside, because that would just cause a short. It doesn't look too bad. Does it look great? Let's get that a bit better. Okay. I'm concerned that these 2 here are going to touch, so that looks a bit better. Get this sheet on. Get it tucked in. So I get these little tabs snapped in place, but you've got to make sure that these ceramic insulators are fitted in as well. And just push the tabs back down. They're quite stiff actually, so we need to get something on them. I'm just using something to protect my fingers is all here. So over here to do the testing, I had disconnected these cables, and then stick this forward, The element's just secured with 2 screws, so it has to kind of hook in place first. There's these little metal hooks here. They just hook in. 2 screws. And then the back fits on, and quite conveniently there's these little cutouts on the screw holes on the back. So you hook it in on one corner, then you rotate it downwards on another, and then it sits in place. So you don't have to take out all 5 screws. You have to loosen all 5. You have to take out 3 and loosen 2, but it makes it easier to put the back on, which I think is quite a convenient feature. Haven't seen it before on machines like this. Some machines have it that you have to hook the back in at the bottom, and that's alright, I guess. It's kind of similar. The fewer number of screws in any of these Enterprises, the better normally. Okay, let's plug it in and see what happens. The first thing I want to do is test it on. Let's switch it on first. It's plugged in and it's live. Lights come on, okay. So I want to switch it on to a timed drying cycle. So timed drying warm air. And let's just press start. What I've been told from all the helpful comments I've received in part 1 and part 2 of this series, hopefully it's only going to be a 3-part series, is that the moisture sensing brushes are only active when you're on one of the other cycles, but if you're on a time drying cycle, it will dry anyway. So down on the bottom I'm still only getting cold air, just testing with my hand down at the back. We're about a minute in. What I can also do is check up at the back there, where I was checking the continuity before. I can check if there's any electricity, any voltage coming across there. But it's warming up. There's definitely some heat coming out of that now. It is definitely getting warmer. So testing for voltage. So we're getting a voltage on the big wire there. No voltage on the smaller wire. So we're getting 226 volts on the larger element there. 227. We're not getting anything on the smaller element right now. But it is pumping out hot air still. Seems to be working okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the cycle to a sensing cycle. I'll put in some damp cloths. Let's change it to automatic plus and see what that does. And then there's another option for low temperature, so maybe that's the one that makes the other element work. Let's press play. So we're only getting cold air there at the moment. It's gone from 40 something down to 29. It does feel a little bit warm. Yes, so I'm getting a voltage there now on the large element, or the high heat element. Nothing on the low. It does seem to be working. What if I press low temperature? Does it look like I can in the cycle. So I've gone to stop there, so let's try and change that to... No, we can't change it yet. We can open the door, close the door. Cottons have a low temperature option. That's quite a large number. It goes from 23 to low temperature. I don't know what those numbers mean then. But let's try the low temperature cottons cycle and see if we get any satisfaction from that low element. Nothing yet. It does feel like there's a bit of heat coming through. Okay, so the high element is working there again. And nothing on the low. I don't want to waste any more time on this. I've been able to put a crimp on the high temperature element that was broken, and that seems to work. On all the cycles it seems to only use the high temperature, even when I've used the low temperature, or not low temperature, but the smaller element, the finer wired element, maybe if you want to call it that. Tell me if in the comments this machine is fixed, because some people out there who've been commenting on the first two parts seem to be quite competent in this. I've just crimped the wires together. I think if I was keeping this machine for myself, I'd be quite happy with that. But if you were a technician, would you let a machine stay like this? It's a Miele machine. I think these are like 800, 900 quid if you're to buy something similar new. And if you're to get the element, what I've seen it quoted as is £140, which I'm not going to pay for. I found this machine. It owes me nothing. I could just throw it out again, put it in for scrap, but I think it's a really good machine. There's the beep again. I think it's too good a machine to scrap, but I'm not sure what to do with it because I've moved on to gas, as you'll see in my other videos. I've got a gas tumble dryer now. Nice machine, not sure what to do. Let me know in the comments what you think of this as a repair, as a solution. Thanks for watching, see you later.